Howdy do, y'all. This is Tub Beer Whisperer. This is the day after Christmas. I've been trying to do some videos with my webcam on the computer. For some reason, I'm having issues with the audio, so I'm kind of back to using my phone again. I tried to do a couple live last night, and they just the audio was so garbled. I ended up just scrapping both of them. Well, the one, I mean. The friend I was doing the video with decided to put something in, and then, I was going to scrap it anyway, but YouTube kind of gave me a slap on the wrist for it, but that's okay. I just scrubbed the video. It wasn't that big a deal. Well, it wasn't to me. I guess it was to him because he's making an issue out of it. But what are you going to do? I just figured, hey, I'll scrub them. We'll try again. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, these things are just beer videos, It's not meant to be a big thing, but apparently he took it serious or took it personally for whatever reason. So what are you going to do? Some people are just that way. That kind of sucks, but there you go. Hey, I'm trying to beer whisper. So I tried to do a video. This is one I had to scrap as well. That was just me in it, but I did a video for my Lord Lieutenant Kinahan's, both neat and rocks, and again, I had the same issue, so I kind of went through, and after hearing some complaints from some friends, several friends, I had watched those two videos I made with the one guy last night. Darn, my nose is itching. And everybody was commenting on how terrible the audio was, so I just scrapped both of them. But anyway, I went through and looked at a bunch of other videos. I ended up deleting, about a handful more for the same reason. Stuff I'm just going to have to redo. There's a couple of things I can't redo because I only had one of them, so I'm just going to have to live with it. But if I can redo them, I just scrapped it and we'll start again. I'm having some Lord Lieutenant Kinahan's 10-year-old single malt. I've got them both rocks and neat, but it took me a little bit to set this up. So I've probably got a little more meltage here than I want. So I'm going to go right to the rocks version first. This is a 10-year-old single malt. It comes out at 46% or 92 proof. Most will come out at 80. There's some I've seen at 90, but here we're at 92. I'm wondering if I'm going to feel it the same way tonight as I did last night. I was kind of wondering. So starting off, I'm not even taking a whiff of the neat yet. I'm just going to do the rocks. These are aged in ex-bourbon barrels, it says on the website. And you do feel a lot of oak. I feel vanilla, but very light. I also feel some honey in there on the nose. I'm not sure if we quite get to caramel. I'm getting some. I am getting some of the same notes. I was getting some last night. I was getting some pear and apple notes, and I'm still kind of feeling those. At 90 proof, it is a whiskey that does lend itself well to going on the rocks or with a little bit of water. But I'm going to be honest, I said last night that I wasn't going to drink anymore on the rocks, and if I didn't have to do another video, I probably wouldn't, because this really is a whiskey that's just beautiful neat. Flavors, again, much like the nose, I get a nice amount of oak all the way through the whiskey, a certain amount of vanilla. It is very subtle to me. Very slight honey and pear notes. I'm not so much getting the apple on the flavor as I was on the nose. Very, very slight. It's good. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to do the neat version, but I don't want this to melt much more, so I'm really going to power into it here. Much faster than I typically want to drink a whiskey like that. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. But it had melted all I really wanted it to. And I want to get here. This is where I want to get. I noticed this last night, and I want to see if it's still apparent to me. Oh, yeah, there it is. As most whiskeys, they are... you do feel the nose, both on the nose and on the palate, bolder neat than on the rocks. A whiskey like this at 92 proof could stand a touch of water if you want to put a splash in. Me, I've got about a 2 ounce pour. If I was going to put water in here, if I had a bottle of water, I'd put about half a capful. That's all I would personally use, but do it to your taste. Yeah, I'm getting it much bolder on the nose, and here's what I'm getting. Actually, I might have felt the oak. The oak stood out maybe more because the other notes were so subtle. Here, the other notes aren't as subtle, so it sort of mixes with that oak. I didn't quite feel caramel, and I'm feeling more. I'm not even going to say it's caramel. I feel more like almost like a molasses, like a deep brown sugar. You know, like a good Muscovado sugar. Slight notes of vanilla, like I said. And while I was in the rocks version, I was getting more of a lighter fruit, a crisper fruit. Here I'm kind of getting a bigger, darker fruit, more like plum. It's a 92 proof whiskey, and it is just gosh darn smooth. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to drink any more on the rocks, to be honest. I drank more last night. I planned on because I was trying to do videos, and I kept having issues. So anyways, I'm going to drink some today to do this video. Then I'm going to put her away till New Year's, and I'll have probably a couple shots on New Year's, and then put her away for a while again till drink the rest on St. Patrick's Day. It's a beautiful whiskey. There's more sweetness than you would think. I get a lot of sweetness up front. Again, reminiscent of like a deep molasses brown sugar or Muscovado sugar kind of thing. The sweetness really happens up front. Take another drink and I'll talk to you a little more. Oh, goodness. You get that brown sugar kind of mixed with a little honey sweetness. The oak kind of follows all the way through. It feels more subdued than in the rocks because the other notes are so much bolder. You know what I mean? I was drinking it on the rocks. The other notes were so subtle that I really felt that oak in a big way. I don't think it's any lighter here, but the other notes are so much bolder that, you know, it doesn't stand out quite as much. Again, I am feeling some plum-like notes as well. There's just a lot of sweetness. It's just an amazing whiskey. I'm kind of a goofy, gregarious guy, and I'm always acting sort of like this. And this is my first drink of the day, you know, and people will remark, how much have you been drinking before you did that? I didn't have anything to drink. It does frustrate me, you know, even the friend I did that video with remarked that, you know, I may have deleted the video because I might have appeared to be too drunk or might have been drinking too much. See, it's just like that kind of irritates me. For one, there was no reason for him to say that to anybody else, to put it out there for everybody to see. And there was no reason for him to say it in the first place. We did a video, it didn't work out, I scrapped him. It doesn't matter why. I mean, the audio was horrible, but the bottom line is, hey, you know, I mean, we could have tried again today, but, you know, but he wants to make excuses and kind of try to make me look bad, and that kind of thing just puts me off. I'm not a subtle guy. It's one reason I like this whiskey. I'm big, I'm gregarious, I'm out there. I just want to have fun with the whiskey. I want to have fun with my beer. I want to have fun if I'm out at a pub. I don't want to have to worry about somebody thinking, how much have you had to drink, man? I'm having a good time. Just because you want to be a stuffed shirt or a tight bottom, don't put it on me. I'm having a good time. And that's what a whiskey like this is for. I don't know if I can read this bottle or not. My eyes are kind of... don't have the greatest light in here. Protected. Damn, I really can't read. Produced for Kinahan's Irish Whiskey Limited. Blah, blah, imported by... okay. I don't know exactly who distills. I probably could look it up. I'm not going to. They do a blended whiskey, also runs at 46%. It's a mix of whiskeys between 6 and 10-year-olds. This is a 10-year-old single malt. Both whiskeys are fantastic. I recommend both highly. If you're an Irish whiskey drinker, I really recommend this one. Irish whiskey is known for being smooth and mellow. This one really is bolder than most. So if you're more of a bourbon drinker and Irish whiskey is too mellow for you, I really think this is one you might want to look up, because it is great big. It's bold. It's out there. It's in your face. Just like me! I love the notes of this. I love how bold and bright it is. The sweetness kind of throws me off. I don't really, I don't know if somebody just handed this to me, if I would have thought it was a 46% or 92 proof whiskey, because it just feels so good. It just makes you feel good all over. So typically I drink a glass of 2 ounces like this. I pour 2 ounces and I'd sip it over a period of probably an hour if I'm at home drinking. But since I know you don't want to listen to me for an hour, I'm drinking it a little bit quicker. So there you go. Let me show you that whiskey one more time. It is beautiful color. The predominant flavors I'm getting that oak kind of works its way all the way through the whiskey, but it doesn't overpower anything, especially neat. All the other flavors are so bold, they kind of work harmoniously. I'm getting some dark brown, like a Muscovado brown sugar kind of sweetness early on that gives way to slight honey notes and some slight plum notes as well. There is some caramel in there at some point. Who knows? You're going to get what you get. What I get is a beautiful whiskey. I'm glad Santa dropped this on my doorstep. Hey, this time to Beer Whisperer, I want to thank everybody for putting up with me and going to my virtual pub. It's kind of what I do. I do everything kind of freeform. I don't really do reviews at all. I'm having a conversation, so there's no telling what I might say or what I might talk about. So if you want a more subdued guy, I'm really not it. I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. I want to thank the whiskey because it loves me. I want to thank all of you for putting up with me. It's Tom the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later.